Me fumble them on a good evening. I hope say any side usa on a fen on a safe na this world. I hope say una they do well. I hope say the thing they want una they pan. I hope say una they get success in them. This evening, we sit down here so for talk to some of we brothers and sisters them. We find themselves na China for better themselves and in turn for better Mama Salone. But even before we sit down inside the talk proper, I want I take a minute ago for introduce me guest them. Today we get 4 people them amongst we. For right now, we get 2 of them, while the other 2 then I road they come. Sorry, where we they come to na this time here, so technical difficulties. I know say una go say last week you been say Matilda, you say technical difficulties. This week again, they say technical difficulties. But it is the truth, and I stand by my truth. Without wasting much time, I want for make me guest them introduce themselves. Mr. Alex, introduce yourself to Fumble them.
Fumble them. Good evening. We na China na early morning. Me na Abdul Alex Mansari. Me na a member of the Sierra Leone Students Union China.
Thank you very much, Mr. Alex. Now I go over to Mr. Alpha. Mr. Alpha, I want to make you introduce yourself to Fumble them.
Yeah. Good morning, China time, good evening and good afternoon, wherever you find yourself. Me na Alpha Monarchy, the president for the Sierra Leone Student Union of China. Thank you.
Okay. Now, as the other Fumble them go join we, I go make them self tell Fumble them I do even as then kind side. But even before we sit down on this talk here so of Sierra Leone students in China demand for the release of their scholarships and to be left out of politics, something significant happened today in a salon. As we all remember, on June 17th of last year afternoon, we all get the news of a beautiful little girl by the name of Khadija Madinatu Sakho. We see the picture and we were waiting for the story. But the story we meet it left we all belle sour. It left we all mouth drop. And we realized that instead of a celebration, we are going to shed tears and we have to get ready for a battle. We fumbled them. After 8 months, today, our baby girl, Khadija Madinatu Sakho, was laid to rest at her final resting place at the Kisii Road Cemetery. She had a beautiful send-off, People then come out for battle the family. People then come out for say goodbye till we candle in the wind. We in lights not go ever dull. But even as I take a moment for say goodbye to Khadija Madinatu Sakho, I think about her elder sister who was also abused. And I think about the many girls who've been abused in our beloved Mama Salone. I think about all of the people them where they suffer in silence. I think about the people them were bold enough for come out and speak and where they wait for the injustice. Just as in the case of Khadija Madinatu Sakho. She was laid to rest today, but guess what? The fight continues because we're yet to get justice for our baby girl. Just like we are yet to get justice for the many baby girls in our nation and for the many women and yes, men within our society who've suffered the same fate of rape, of abuse, of domestic violence. You see, but in this case, it ended tragically. Not only was she abused, not only was she raped, but she was also murdered in the process. I want to make we all take a minute of silence, even as Khadija Madinatu Sakho take in final resting place today. May we observe a moment of silence in honor of Khadija Madinatu Sakho and all the voiceless that have gone, suffering the same fate as her, and all the silence that are with us who have suffered the same fate. May the faith of all those who suffered in silence not be forgotten. May they find the justice and the peace that they so deserving. But at this junction, may the soul of Khadija Madinatu Sakho and all those who've suffered the same faith rest in peace. Amen. Okay, me fumble them. They talk boku. They talk not they ever done. 3 months ago, I get a traumatic call. Actually, not to me get the call. The CEO gets a call and then pass the information on to me and say, Matilda, I need you for looking into this. I had a meeting spanning about 2 hours long with members of the Sierra Leone Students in China Association. I listened to everything they had to say and I asked serious questions then. But every time I had a question and poke hole in their stories, then get something back for say to me. I not stop there. I asked for reach out to the ambassador because to every story there are 2 sides. I can't just take the own side no more and not listen to the other side. So in order for make a not exact prejudice and bias to the case, I decide say me not go talk to the ambassador, me not go talk to any of the representations them, but instead I go make the CEO contact the ambassador, get a word with the ambassador, and listen to the ambassador on your own side. Upon several attempts, we finally reached the ambassador. However, waiting he been get for tell we at the time, not convincing as the evidence and case we put before me. So void of politics, void of any emotions, today I give the stage to the students who are the victims to speak their truth, to stand in their truth, and to speak their truth. And to you, Mr. Ambassador, whenever you want to have this conversation, I am always open. Whether be it through you directly or through a representation, I am always open. But as of right now, where we sit, the stage is theirs, and it is theirs to tell their story. Mr. Alpha, I give you the floor for me to give people them a background.
Good morning again, and good afternoon or good evening. So people will listen this program. Once more again, I'm Alpha Monarchy, the president for the SALONE Student Union at China. I just want to give a brief background, as you say. And a few months back in 2020, we all SALONE students been supposed to convert na the SALONE embassy in Beijing at China. So we get the annual convention so every year with the maker. But the outgoing executive been supposed now them the constitution give a mandate to organize convention for students there. The open nomination, we all apply and all that. So then all of a sudden the COVID-19 struck in. So when the COVID-19 struck in, we not been get the privilege for convert na the embassy follow we get elections. And we constitution also give a mandate say if we not able to convert, we will make an online election at the same time. So as time go on, we're still on the campaign and all that. The embassy all of a sudden.
Okay, thank you. I get to now.
Yeah, all of a sudden, the embassy make an interim body for the students. Them they allege an interim body for the students. Them say this body now in then get for organize for run the affairs of the students. Them for COVID-19. Where that time we get an outgoing. That time they were just outgoing, not an outcome. When I didn't get the mandate for run the students' union affairs. So we try for each turn to them, and the outgoing. I'm not going for the spokesman for the outgoing executive, but to my knowledge, they each turn to them, and it's like the statement say that interim body with they set not to for students, but rather than for COVID-19. I don't see then if not for COVID-19, why is it that when I say for students, then we will get already an existing body where they govern with, and we give them that mandate they for run the affairs of the union. So then continue with that, then force that interim body to students. You go on. All of a sudden, that very interim body, they just sit down to themselves, then see then they organize now, then they make elections for the students' body. We know to them get the right to make elections. So, and they make election on their own. They submit them to the embassy, and the embassy writes a letter for endorse them back as an executive for the student union. So at that time, me as a candidate at that time writes to the inform the outgoing executive, get in contact with the president, and tell and say this is it. And the president, the outgoing president, say no. You see, the mere fact we don't get COVID-19, and then we even though with time limits don't pass, we'll for make election. You see, but we live by precedent. In 2003, we get the SARS way up in China, where the present deputy ambassador was the president or vice president at that time, and the present student secretary in the embassy at that time, in being the I think welfare, education and welfare officer at that time, 2003. So that time, then the way SARS happened, they extended time until when SARS don't come to a halt, then they continue the election. So the president at that time, they were outgoing. The outgoing executive, we are still acting, and they say when things come to normal, then go conduct election. Just that then they don't have to go the online, because one of the motive why people always they go converging at the embassy now, because we want a Sierra Leone union, a Sierra Leonean community in China. So we all go meet up every year. Sabi will self get connection with yourself. Wherein Miwe Sidonaya go come and get party from the last village na Salone, and we all buy and we make a bond together. So that's now the purpose of the convention and where we can get now embassy, to purposely for election no more. Now follow we go bond together as Sierra Leone, and that's the way call we Sierra Leoneans, follow we all get them together. So the executive criteria, it will happen. So they're open for applications, say then they open and now they don't decide for an online election. So you find out me and some people apply, and then some other people not apply, because then things say they've been endorsed by the embassy. So, and the electoral commissioner, organize elections, will apply, and then send a link to people voted, and then I happened for become the victor at that time. So me now the president, the outgone executive, as soon as they elect me, they don't become an outgone. The outgone executive headed by the president, Mr. Edson, write an official letter to the embassy, say, on behalf of we don't collect the students dues them, the students' money, and then you say we don't collect on behalf of we, because the COVID-19 not been good for now we collect them. But the other one for give them funds they need to the current executive led by Alpha Monarchy. So with that, I write correspondence to the embassy over more than two times, to 3 or 4 times. Then no get no response. The only response I get, the student secretary call me. He say the ambassador tell him, say, go meet me as a capacity as a president of the union, but rather as an individual on the phone, because I think afraid for evidence make them no right to me on that. So me again reply to him, say, I don't get anything personal or private for discuss with the ambassador, rather student issues. If not to student issue, things no they get for discuss with her. I say, so if you're not allowed for that, meet him as a student, union president, I don't think I get anything personal or private for discuss. I say, except I want to be selfish on my own personal gains, that I want to go meet her. I say, but if I don't want to be selfish, I don't think if I could meet him as a private individual. So I tell the student secretary that they as well. So after I don't tell him, the secretary general of the union as well, secretary general, make another corresponding letter again to the head of chancellery, now acting head of chancellery at that time. Say one for meter. And as I tell you, up to this time, they don't ever respond to none of the letters them. And things they move one for go meet with them. One for be going to this new executive to them. Then number 1. Number 2, now follow we go put on issues them. Say students them they will not get the Sierra Leone grant in aid money where they need forget them, and then remember say the very ambassador don't go na national radio na Sierra Leone don't talk say students then they receive over 60 million loans from the government or every year na where it puts certain students them on serious pressure from parents, from friends, from family members, not put into consideration say then money then the way go call they know they give away in bulk. Some students they lodge in they part of that money they feed in the for that money. Some students are fathers and mothers, so we get for take responsibility. So if you go make that pronouncement, then I public radio we go make family members, extended family, we give them that pressure. They say they have money, then a very very big problem as well. And at the same time again, one of the issues them again we will be have for discuss with them. At Skype, I don't Skype for doing research, because then in allegation say we have about government saying about $30,000 to students for COVID-19 where we struck na China, where at least for don't give students them we go able to keep students them with move deep that serious lockdown. These are the issues where I want for go discuss with them and tell them say we don't get all the allegations there, say you get $30,000 government sent. How true is it and all that? But as I talk to you now up to this time, we not get anything to that. The worst, I went to the embassy now in person, because correspondence is all they not replied. I went in person. At Timap Naget has called the student secretary. She did not pick my calls. I called the acting head of chancellor at that time, Rachel. She picked my call and say, okay, wait, let's talk to the ambassador. If they go, you can inside. I'm like, really? In my own country again, because in the embassy here in my country, where I forgo without even taking excuse and go do inquiries. And they don't need for permit me for come inside. I say, cool. Okay, I do wait. So I wait outside. After I don't wait outside for some time, so somebody come as a Sierra Leonean, one man. They try for enter, they open the motor. Then I make my way through it, and then myself just fall away, they open the gate, I enter. You cannot believe ambassador talk all type of things. Would that allow me for car inside the embassy? Would that say let me go inside the embassy? And then I not get right for go inside the embassy without permission. I'm like, Mr. Ambassador, this is Sierra Leone. You know, say this is Sierra Leone. You talk about. You know, and
so basically in that moment, you try for tell me say as a Sierra Leonean. Let us make we even forget about waiting that happened in that moment for say, okay, there was a scholarship issue that he knows about and whatnot. As a Sierra Leonean, it can be for say your life been in danger. It can be for say you they run from something. And the only place you for seek refuge by your embassy, because that is where you get protection. That is what they are there to do. So you want to tell the world, say, in that moment, when you go to your embassy, you were asked, what are you doing there? Why were you there? You were not invited?
Exactly, that's what happened. And if the embassy even gets, PPT cameras, if they want to prove me wrong, they shouldn't be dating the time when I've been go there. And then I know they here for lie to nobody. Even though Romo they get say for in the ambassador, it's all about politics, politicizing the union, bringing it, tribalizing the union, bringing it the North versus the South, the SLP versus the APC, the this versus the that, all the things there. He talks a lot at the embassy. He even go to the extent to go meet the Chinese man where they work at the embassy, say, would I allow this person? Would I open gate for this person? I'm like, Mr. Ambassador, are you actually serious? This is Sierra Leone you're talking about and asking me, would that tell me for coming inside here? I feel embarrassed. And then I was shocked that I was asked that question, that who allowed you to get into the embassy when Sierra Leone? So this now there, if I give brief history or waiting don't happen on all that. So this now the things some way don't they happen behind the scene. And as I tell you this now, probably majority of the students union at China no ever know this. This now the first time for them you all know this. As a leader, I don't take the lead from the back seats and then try for move the union forward, try for get negotiations on behalf of the students then. As I talk to you today, now the first for the release to anybody in the public or even to the students union at China.
Okay. So Mr. Alex, make I go to you. So I just ask you a yes or no type question. So when I get on a student union, where now that student union then they take care and they run the affairs of the student and whatnot. I have been part of a student union, even though I wasn't me not to be. I know about how student union they run, just because of the fact that I go university. But me not join student union in terms of a student from another country studying in a country, and therefore you join that student union day. Me own student union when me join a university student union. So, but here is a situation where on a student union day for take care of una own business. Then una receive letter from the embassy say, we know say una get student union, but because of this COVID, we put together an interim body for take care of students' business for COVID. Now, then they happen?
Well, honestly, I've not been they actively follow up with him they go on, but I get the information say because of the COVID, we don't get an interim body. I understand say the interim body is there for sake the fact say some of the executive perhaps then get for turn back home, so then suppose for handover the previous executive then suppose for handover before they left. So because of that, they're supposed to make an interim body so that they will give all what they get for the union and before they left. So me actually, for not lie, I not be the follow up concretely what they go on every moment. But I be get some friends them naya because now we get the president naya Usaya Day at that time when Edison. So Edison I not be able to reach him. Some they say he travel go back home. I send message I not able to get him. And you know, SALONE now, the internet business. So man, they come on soon on WeChat. And I'm not getting WhatsApp line. So I be try for inquire from them so that I no go the room or no more because like we will get the student union group now. As the current president, they say at times, you know some people that they try for politicize the thing. Some message and they come, other one and they come way funny. So they jump boku news. SU WeChat group who gets there. So message and they come with other thing they come in, they mix up. By the time they concentrate on your studies and you come for let you follow up what they go on, you go meet boku other thing them where they cover some important news them. So I know the patience for follow up all in detail with him they go on actually. But I've been accept the idea say a new or interim body for day because of some of the executive that for turn back. But
Okay.
I know get them from the current president by then, and the president not been there even at that time.
Okay, make I go to Mr. Bokari. So, Mr. Bokari, una get a letter say an interim body because some of the executive members them they left because they don't then study. But interim, you know, while una they wait for make the new executive, the elected executive be ushered in, right? Mr. Bokari, do you hear me?
I wonder if you hear me.
Okay, so while we wait on Mr. Bokari, I go ask the technical team, make them post the letter of the 28th of August. The 28th of August, 2020, and that letter they come off from the acting head of Chancery Embassy of Sierra Leone, Beijing, to all Sierra Leone students in the People's Republic of China.
I think Alpha don't mute him mic.
No, they invite me for call.
Okay, so I read the letter now to the public. Make them waiting na the letter we come out na the from the acting head of Chancery Embassy of Sierra Leone, Beijing, to all Sierra Leonean students in the People's Republic of China. So I read, I am directed to refer to the above subject matter. Okay, so the above subject matter now waiting. New executive committee of the Sierra Leone Students' Union in China. New executive committee. Remember, they say a committee. They're not saying a new executive, because the old executive, they don't done them term, they don't serve them term. Most of them, they graduate and they turn back, maybe go SALONE, or they don't get work them and whatnot. So they say that the embassy decide for put an interim team for take care of that vacuum there while the student union organize themselves and get the election. So now this the embassy sent to all the students, then where the students then receive on the 28th of August 2020. And it reads, I am directed to refer to the above subject matter for information that the embassy hereby acknowledge receipt of the list of the new executive committee member of the Sierra Leone Students' Union in China. The new executive committee is held by Mr. Jonathan Koroma, doctorate students in ethics and privacy of cybersecurity at the University of Science and Technology. I'm not going to bother pronounce that name there. On our way get to our country, on I know how to pronounce that name there. And then it goes on to say, in this regard, the embassy would like to thank the former executive committee headed by Dr. John M. Koroma for the exceptional performance and leadership skills they exhibited in handling student matters during the trying period of the COVID-19 pandemic. The embassy also seizes the opportunity to congratulate all graduates who are waiting to return home. The embassy remains thankful to HE President Julius Maada Bio for his government's efforts in developing Sierra Leone's Human Development Index by addressing the peculiar needs of students both at home and abroad. Attached within is a copy of the list of the new executive committee member. So, Mr. Bakari, waiting I'll go on for no is who that's na Dr. John M. Koroma in relation to all of this, because this letter they tell we say Dr. John M. Koroma, for all intents and purposes, it look like say Naina been the head of the outgoing committee of the COVID. Okay, Alpha, do you want to take that? Because if it's not working, I have to keep going.
Yeah, of course. Come again.
Who that's not be Mr. Koroma, Dr. Koroma, waiting not be in your role, because from the letter, it look like say Mr. Koroma na somebody way been lead the ex-executive.
Yeah, well, a role he played, of course.
Okay. Hello. I get to now.
Okay, speak on. Let's hear you, please.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, in the first place, and I want to take this opportunity to say sorry for the technical error where I get my missile. And you asked two questions. The first one, if we get letter from the embassy, for tell we say they want form an entry team, right?
No, I don't move past that side. I don't move past that side.
Okay,
I just
then you can't get
Mr. John M.
Yeah, you
Mr.
asked from
Koroma.
Dr. John Mohamed Kroma. Okay, yes. Dr. John Mohamed Kroma, because Mohamed Kroma, not to like passionate attack, but I not go call him Dr. John Mohamed Kroma. Now, in then go now be a member of SLSCC when I still student in China. Then if you don't become a vice president back now this student union, the same John Mohamed Kroma. Then the same John Mohamed Kroma now tell the ambassador say now I make today a happy way get this opportunity. I beg my give you chance. Happy to get for Kaix. Now the tell ambassador say Alpha Monarchy and some other they are APC. So me, I'm SLPP, but me don't get sense I deal with them. Being that I know John Mohamed Kroma since we don't in China. Now take phone. Now say ambassador. Now say na the worst thing when they do. Now say una non like una small one they keep on una respect una. I say we student union. I say it's not about APC SLPP. I say I don't care na the 7 years is. Me na final America student. I say if the legacy where President Bill come China, it not can all secret meeting. He talked to all the students at the embassy as Australian student. A promise for go to continue. A go to. A promise SLG they come. A come. Then you ambassador, President Bill appoint you for Kaya. But if President appoint you, I say not to battle, I appoint you for me wanna work together for build up the country. I said, but you they do opposite team for give bad name. I said, but me, Jacob MK Bokri. I said, I know you give President Bill bad name more. I said, ambassador, any side where a grand intervener in him at the call. I said, because one can scatter our union. If you look at we union section, we union constitution section 1, subsection 2, it talks, it says, you shall not be no partisan, social, cultural, and academic union. I said, with that section, I said, I go fed from union in and out. I said, union no mix one SLPP APC. I said, they have to represent the green, white, and blue in our country. I said, since I don't date China, now the 7 years they cancel, to me live in God where the worship no ambassador no one day involved into student union. I can talk this any side. I say, you know, the first. So then go appoint, now they talk, say, may they appoint John Mohamed Kroma because a commodity not. So they're not going to say, in na party business the depart. They first me. I confess this. What dynamic gonna me grave? Somebody be don't contact me from embassy. They gonna use me. When this COVID start, they say, let me take over, may they appoint me as a chairman. I still get the audio record, the communication. I tell the person, I say no. I say contact Edison. Edison is the president. I say Edison know within the student union, Wuda and Wuda Egwebu work with embassy. I said, but me no go start me company student at the back. I be in a hospital. I then in my room. I said, so me not interested. I said, if I contest for student union, any executive position, I contest righteously, honestly, I share, I tell them what I'm capable of doing the union. I say, what they see, they go vote for me. I said, but I not go use anything when not be done there in this student union. So now they not contact me again. Now I go see, now they set up this into team. When I see the letter, and one student send that to me, I be there in the hospital. That's as I be there in theater. As I come on, I say, hey, Jacob, and I can talk for Wiluko. I not talk nothing. I call ambassador. I say, ambassador, you know, say this entry team where you don't put this letter, and I John they use because John I they give information. Now I say this way they do so ambassador. I say this battle you know end there. Now I say me get for expose you to the last. I say because I want to give bad news to the president. And if President Bill not take action, me na one of the fans for President Bill. No, I come Madam Matida. If you not take action, this thing we student union don't scatter. Who's the bad name they go? Now President Bill first lady now they the name they go. Because when they do these things, I call them. May I get patient to say, ambassador, you know say wrong for breach the constitution of the union, for go pull letter for entry team. I say complain to you. We talk so you know get issue. We are in Edison write letter, ma. A write letter on 21st February 2020. Because where this outbreak start now, the people public of China government, they protect all the citizens plus foreigner. They suspend public gathering where everybody be happy because now be in a new virus with the symptoms. Even with the medical people don't know the symptoms. How good day. So it happen. I say, ambassador, this is wrong. I say, step out from which student union. I say they give you a bad record. They give you a bad name. I say they extend that to the sitting government. I say me go against it. I say because if me support you and it's me, everybody know that China say me na SLPP. I know hide that. So they go talk say na Jacob. Na him go teach say. Now I say, boy, see where I can go to embassy. I don't get time. I don't go to embassy. No, where I go there for student union. I don't go there because they see person their channel. I get a long way for go. Me a young person. So now come on, I take for. I say if this thing continue, I say the grant interview. I say when me talk, I say president go no say that true. Because before election, if you think about China, the only bubble when your president be the talk, na me. But one day I not call president saying so thing they don't do now. One day I not on a say ambassador do. Now I say this thing is too much. You scatter student union now. The only thing, Madam Matilda, we sorry now. We the far, we frustrated when Kidena University. The only sour committee as a family and this student union. Once sometimes I cry in a room. Where I see this letter, now I say this man campus student, where the former 24 July 1993, where on 27 years for waiting. Now I say this not about Jala student, or FBC. I say you're an international student, based on the panel country they represent. Now come on, now I say not for student, And once sometime I play audio in a group asana. It's not for student, and no say with student, there's an answer, sir, but I don't breach the constitution of union. I say media against them. I say not for that president send you. I say president send you for represent each and every citizen of this country. But you not to cap now because of me be in a hospital. If I not be in a hospital, me go to embassy. Ambassador for don't know say there's no monopoly over radicalism. And we not get coward. We they just relax yourself. Me go to embassy now, my embassy. Ambassador, that day, Chinese and the car, Chinese police they can not accommodate. At when me president go tell us to go back. Because I'm okay. They come, mama, they cannot do it. And they just
no. Okay, this is so it is only 2 hours. Okay, listen to me. It's only 2 hours. I get for moderator.
Okay, ma. Okay, just 1 minute, ma.
Within just the 2 hours, we able to talk within we get for talk. Okay. So now, they go to
just a minute, ma. Okay, just a minute.
Go to me, me technical team make show the people them the letter we then receive from the ambassador, the following up letter we then receive from the ambassador on the 29th of August. No, on the 29th of April 2020. I want to read that letter we then receive on the 29th of April 2020. So on the 29th of April 2020, now the letter this way, the Sierra Leone Students Union, People's Republic of China, interim team of Sierra Leone Students Union in, at the end of COVID, it reads, further to the embassy's commitment to address and seek the welfare of students studying in the People's Republic of China, I have the honor to refer to the subject matter above and to inform all students that the under-mentioned have been appointed by the embassy as an interim team to work closely with the student secretary, Miss Josephine I. Bangura, until further notice. The embassy is encouraging all students to channel their concern to the aforementioned students. And there was a list of students that were given. Now, here is the thing. Just as Mr. Bokari just tell we, he say, when then they nasai, usai then they far away from home, he say something they happen. He said then student union, na like them family. I will go on for continue the end of the letter. The end of the letter reads, meanwhile, the embassy enjoins and encourages all students, residents in the People's Republic of China to kindly respect the preventive and control measures. Sorry, today the screen a bit blurry, so I can find out the struggle for read a little bit. Control measures outlined by the local and national governments of the People's Republic of China. Rachel M. Kano for acting head of Chancery. So you see, I can understand, say, maybe in terms of a pandemic where nobody not understand, you need for put together a quick team for do certain activities them. But waiting I not understand in this activity is that how you go from an interim committee for a quick absorption, quick fix to imposing that interim committee and legitimizing that interim committee on a student body where get their own constitution, then get their own bylaw, then don't they operate for 27 years, now the same country, then get precedent. Because remember, Mr. Alpha Telwi just not say waiting. He say during the SARS, he say something may happen during the SARS. He say and then when that thing they happen during the SARS, he said then make a decision. So that decision they don't set a precedent. So when something similar like that they go happen again. They don't come to a consensus. They don't put another bylaw. They don't put another constitution. Say, in case of so and so, make we default to so and so action. And you, as an ambassador, what is your business in student-run affairs? Other than making sure they get them groceries, other than making sure say they get them scholarship, other than making sure say they are properly, they are, then they follow the rules and regulation of the country. And if in case the country then get into trouble for something where they not do, or even for something where they do, you team up there for them as country, as mama. What is your business in their students' union? I think that is the question we're asking right now. And then, on top of that, you don't go create this interim body. How come your interim body not able, identify the students them, the legitimate students them, we're supposed to get them scholarship? Because according to waiting and understand, now 2 years they go so now, some man not get scholarship at all. But yet they are registered students within China. Government don't send money, however small. It still don't send the money for their upkeep. How come they're not able to touch that money there? And secondly, how come a legitimate election conducted, just as then they conduct the election for the past 27 years, they nominate the person where they want for represent them, where they want for be the face of the students' union. But then you spit on that representation day. You say they don't know what thing they do. You say for the past 27 years, waiting they don't establish. It's not legitimate. It's not good according to you. And that they can put in a new system which is suitable for you. So today the students are saying, leave us out of your politics. Just give us our money. We might belong to different political parties. But when we are here as brothers and sisters. We would not allow our political party or our political affiliation to control us. We will not do that. Leave us out of your politics. Let politics be politics. But allow us students for a minute to be brothers and sisters. For a minute to just see the green, white, and blue and not any other color. Mr. Ambassador, can you give the students what they are asking for? I want to know, Mr. Alpha, tell me how much students them still outstanding we owe them scholarship for the past 1 or 2 years now. We're supposed to don't get them scholarship. However little, una depend on that money there for Epuna. But yet still una not get that money there. And worst of all, you are the legitimacy of your presidency is being overridden. Then they override your legitimacy. And then they don't abrogate you know, they don't oh my goodness, they don't abandon una. They don't abandon your executive. And then they don't form an executive which suits them. Tell me a little bit about this experience. Make the world a year.
Yeah, you know, thanks again. Before I end with my experience and how the things and on they go, one can say first, I feel I did say this with emotions, yeah. For that long while on in China, this is the first time for the China na ya, and this are the talker for how we live na ya as SLPP versus APC. That the first time this ever in the history of Sierra students. I feel emotional. That the first time this na ya for how we live Northerners versus Southerners. I feel so emotional. Yeah. Now the first time this for let people that live now by their tribes, by this versus this. And President Bio Kanayana Chanaya, and that time they may not been the acting ombudsman. President Bio will tell you, say, when he came to China that time, they will then just appoint this ambassador and meet a new executive. President Bio will tell you, say, where he doesn't know who is an APC here. He doesn't know who is a Northern here. He doesn't know who is a team near Mende or Krakow. This. All of us were there. We organize them. Now we organize the students there. President Bio will tell you, say, if you don't want to all the country them, the country say will pass all na China at the moment the time with them Canada. Yeah? For let people know say we live now as an union, it's not people from different tribes. I want to tell you this now. This will contain how they talk about. Up to now the 2 years, this container still in the key. They're not releasing it. But the mere fact we believe in Sierra Leone, we not go on the media begin to shout because we not go on for them look like saying sabotage or they sabotage the government. Mm-hmm. Instead, we do it from the back scene. We don't get people and we don't go meet people and from finance minister and everybody. Still, now the auction time now in this one about the container still in the key. 2 years only 2 years this now. If I know like a year, now it don't pass. You don't pass a year. The container still leading. But still they do behind the scene negotiations here. And for me, then type things there, ambassador probably not to get for Timab the 2023 election, not to even probably not to in a President Bio. These people are giving President Bio the toughest time in 2023. Because us now till the way the film are generalized, now we get for be the young people them to the 2023 we'll get with qualification and we get influence in we areas and most will come out. We get for give President Bio the toughest time. So President Bio then type people there no like I'll obviously get for talker. Because the greatest people against any other person, any other president, all the time are students, them are people who just don't graduate. So they themselves get them only 2 pounds at their own different places. Me they talk now this medium today. Tomorrow, President Bio obviously need me. But I not go give him that attention because of Ndomina, Ambassador Ndomina. Any although you never talking to me, but people even they talk and say he doesn't care. Even people support Bio in the next or not. He do what he want for do.
But you see, this is not even about support for President Bio or not support for President Bio. This is about student welfare. Because the moment you make the issue about a support for President Bio or not support for President Bio, then you make it political. But at the end of the day, the issue is not it's not about who is in power or the access to who is in power. This is about student welfare. Some students receive their scholarship because they feel say their allegiance there to a certain party. Some other students now receive their scholarship because there is a perception say they not support a particular party. That is wrong.
Yeah. And a little premise is simply because now the way then they take them and the rumor they get like they say you never say to me. So for me I go take us in a rumor. Even Jacob and this now one panny greatest thing where Jacob stand against. 2016 to 2017, most of you now they call Jacob Bill because he's the only person. Now, yeah. So like for the instant with the students, them this it shows a unity more than every other thing. And ambassador, I want to say this here, Madam Matilda. The union, you don't almost done well. You're almost done. It's almost done. We live by sections now. And the students with money, we don't try for each for they give the students money. Up to this time, they're not giving money. We don't try all follow we will get onto they don't do it.
Now almost then almost then all the students them. So make we not even talk about the total. Now almost students then still they way they owe, and now almost each student can get.
Each student supposed to get.
Okay, come inside pre-preso.
We'll end this. They can come inside. Each student they get 1,800. Yeah. And me when they talk to you, I not get 1,800. Not to that money they then give me 1,600 or so.
$1,800?
Yeah, per year.
Okay, so each student supposed to get $1,800 per year.
Yeah.
Now it go on 2 years where una not get on a scholarship that una 1,800 day.
Well, you get 21 students, we not get them.
21 students.
Yeah, we not get them. Where they struggle for them, they not able to get them at all. They not get them. And the money we don't owe we now, I think up to around $10,000 also. We now the students use them. We supposed for dinner we now we go far. We supposed for the student body, but we don't try for each them up to this time nothing like that day. So
okay. So make I go to Jacob. So Jacob, what did make you feel say then 21 students there so where some of una name then they part of them 21 students there so una no get on a scholarship, and also what did make you feel say the embassy they hold on to una $10,000 money when una contribute. Not to government of Salone give una that money they owe. Now money where una self amongst the students them, una can together, una contribute una $100, una contribute them for a certain amount of time till it don't reach $10,000. We're supposed for the inside una students union account where una supposed for do waiting una want for do it within the students union. Waiting make you feel say the embassy they hold on to that money they, and also no they give the 21 students them we're supposed to forget their scholarship.
Thank you, Madam Matilda. Let me try for analyze according to the constitutions of winner section 12 narrations and disbursement. If you look at subsection 3, it talk about monthly contribution, and section 2, 3, and 4 is a monthly contribution of 50 RMB for SLG scholarship student. That's if you now full scholarship student they get SLG from Ministry of Education, that $1,800 a month, they pay 50 RMB. So that 50 RMB we put that together, up to $100, not to even $10,000 ambassador all for we. Anytime they talk, I get evidence. Well, I analyze from where one, the 21 student then when a 2019 SLG must specify 2019 SLG ambassador all 21 student the money where inogi. So that 21 if you multiply by $1,800, which is about $37,800, ambassador not give them that money. Why are they using ambassador in him and not using other person in him? He is the head. Any letter will be the commoner embassy and they call as ambassador. Document don't commoner in office. You are aware of farm? You are aware of farm? So not to like secret. Notwithstanding that, where the 2019 SLG come, the outgone president when I'm inside this camera, a write letter. It say because of they don't talk so forget lockdown. It says school don't close from now due to the outbreak. It said they go salon. It said but me public relation officer when I'm Mr. Fode Roger, I say there. I say anytime when I need any information for the student welfare, I say when I contact them. The letter they do.
I will get to that shortly. Keep going.
Okay, so for the Rogers, we don't they ask even whether it's a G business camp that 2019 for the result don't process everything. The student secretary they ask them for document, it is submit and to them everything. So it happen. An indicator by inside the letter. It say according to the constitution, it say you can pay a dues when a monthly 50 RMB. If you a full SLG student, it's you put together for a year. It's in $100. It's a go one president indicator that the outgoing president. Precisely the former president of SLSCC. It said, I'm going to deduct that $100 after una done. It said, una over give it. Guess what? When they deduct the first thing first, they don't over give, possibly instruct them or authorize them in letter. And guess what? Not $100 they deduct to, then deduct more than $100. If ambassador deny, if they deny, I go make 20 students, they screenshot the bank statement where they transact the money, will multiply. So the $100, if you multiply by 110 students, where then they give them money in 2019, it is about how many? $22,000. Ambassador owe money for we. Then they cut extra $100 on it. Explain. Ambassador for tell you about that money. Because now $100 they instruct them for court. No bank transaction no go court for student money when $100. So they cut up to $200 per each 110 student money. What thing they do with that money? Ambassador not give the outgoing president, they not give her. Notwithstanding, somebody contact her for the 37,800 student the money. Where you not give them. You know what he talk? He say in the return in treasury account. Now somebody tell me, I say unbelievable. I said, because I know the process, whether they do for disburse SLG. I said, the process they stand from Minister of Higher and Tertiary Education. They make a perform, they send a Minister of Finance. I said, the last most way Kisan said, the financial sector, Minister of Finance, before they pass the check, they cut the check, they pass the Bank of Salone. Now I said, so one thing, ambassador thinks, and people that way they play. I said, we will ambassador one thing, I said, we calculate it. I said, let ambassador try for know that. I said, nobody, no go can set you up as a student. Maybe don't talk out. I said, me not get any issue with student. The issue I get to the person where they use when I Jonathan Kroman, Madam Matida, Jonathan Kroman under me been there. When party business no can power, me na be the elected chairman for SPP, na be Mr. Secretary General. I backfire with them. Why? Because the one used for scatter with student union. Now I say no, my picture so great. Are they above that? This is not about APC SPP. We have to put our green, white, and blue first. And at China, these students, you know, they don't more go interact with Kuku Salone food we eat annually. This ambassador don't carry, don't spoil her. Now, I don't get any hesitation for exposure. Now, I don't spoil her. All the ambassador, me don't carry. Yeah, I mean, I SPP. But the former ambassador, I be they criticizing if anything happen. I be they call them direct. So you wait talk say me today the same side. Me no mix man that kind dark days politics. I tell her, I say, no, look at China. You know, look at Chinese. Even the last time, I feel shame. Where ambassador talk na rate 98.1, he said we would have received 60 million. Ashamed. Why ashamed? This money, now China government they give we, except for eat, for buy clothes. Because yeah, foreign student, it's illegal for me work now. Where they catch you, they deport you. So now China government they give that money. Now say ambassador no feel say that thing disgraceful. If Chinese are for ceremony,
okay, so hold on, make I get this straight. Hold on, I want to get this straight for make the people they understand. So you they tell me say,
okay, ma.
The embassy, the Chinese government they give una money for upkeep una safe, but the ambassador go make and like for say, okay, make na two things first. The government in safe they send money for upkeep the students them. When are the SLG
annually?
Now annually. Then they are annually. Then they send until now. Right now,
yes.
From 2019 to 2020 and now 2021, some 21 students then they will not ever receive from them 2019 money. But then the ambassador go talk say how he don't return the balance money back na Salone. Where he not even give the students, all the students, then the money. I get them right?
Yeah, that's what I say.
Okay. Yes. Then, on top of that,
that's what I say.
The Chinese government can give una some small pocket money for una because una not allow for workway una the China as students. So that money the Chinese government they give una, the ambassador go talk and like for say, Now the SALONE government now in the give una that kind money they, but not to the SALONE government they give una. The money where the SALONE government they give
At
una
all.
is different from the money where the Chinese government they give una.
Very true.
Okay, so people, I hope
And in
we are
fact,
getting the
now we
separation,
live.
the
Now we
distinction here. There are two sets of money. The first money where the students then they demand for now the annual scholarship where then they receive from the government of SALONE, where equivalent to about $1,500. From 2019, the ambassador all about 21 students the money. Where the students they don't ask. He say how he don't return the money back na SALONE. How you go return money back na SALONE where you not make sure say the list where them provide you of students, you know, make sure say all the students then they don't get the money. And sometimes if some students then they don't left the program, then don't go, then you can say, this 9 left for some of the students here named X, Y, and Z, they're not then at the program again, they're not then at the country again. So therefore, they're not all legitimate students again, so therefore not give them the money. But how you go just grab no more? 21 of them. You not give them the money 2019, 2020, now we did 2021. What happened to them money then they? Then you go see they talk na public.
No, 2020 we all no receive our aid. 2020
Yes.
we all no receive our aid self. And not talk about that. You know, the man they do with impunity. It's a natural common side.
2020, make them clear. So then just don't correct me. 2019, they left 21 students them out where they not give them the money. And then 21 students then they still left for the money. 2020 we done. We then supposed for don't receive the money long term. None of them not receive the money yet. And now we dey inside 2021. So just imagine, how do you expect these students to live? How you expect them for survive? How you expect them for thrive in a foreign country? Where at the end of the day, where they educate themselves, waiting and then don't inculcate now back now with Mama SALONE, then they care and go for go bill. I'm not saying all of them will return back to Sierra Leone, but I'm pretty sure a good majority of them will return to Sierra Leone for go build Sierra Leone, for go help Sierra Leone, for go grow Sierra Leone. So how is it that when they're then at the bottom, when they need your help, when they're then at a place where only you can lift them up, the one thing where you take for sutra them, when are the student grants, you they withhold them from them. And then you get the bold mind for go talk about money where other governments they give them for help them survive in a life. While then they go through this traverse for better for better we own country. Mr. Alex, I want to ask you if you self na one pan the people them will not receive the money and almost see money they owe you, or if you receive your money and you just they wait for some year them. You mic the officer.
Sorry for that. Yes, Madam Matilda. I'm glad the way you asked that question, Day. Honestly, me are fortunate for get me money, and not they pay the 21 student them way not been get. But as Alpha they say, a good number, because down there have been they get them from the SLSU WeChat group. We beaucoup complain, say why this money look reduced. So me, not to one pan the one that we not get, make I come straight to the question we ask. Me, I get me receipts now. Well, I get from the bank, and they read from them, not to say na guess at the guess. I've been received $1,632. So they get for changer now into yuan and then now, because we talk about dollars now. So understand say then cut almost 168 We have been feel say maybe na 100 and for court, or maybe I don't know the transfer, some charges them. I've been get for ask some friends them. Na ya waiting king na the amount where they court if then they send them kind money or what and not be able to get answer. I try for reach Edison again for la know what they go on and not be able to get answer as well. So mean na 168 sort of na in them pull per me money, but I've been feel say na 100
because it's doing out of impunity.
Okay, yeah. So you get your 2019 scholarship and you get your 2020 scholarship.
Yeah, I wait now for this 2020. We are no news yet bottom, and usually by then they don't they get some signs say it in a road. So I not get no information yet.
It then a road for 2020 or it then a road for 2021?
Na 2020 SLG money na 2021 you dey get her.
Okay.
Around then January, February. So na 2020 we dey wait for. Because when I come newly na China, I be understand say na December all man forget him own. Because I rise if it don't be the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah, when na then September, October, but they say they keep pushing December, so they say no, and they push on during the convention or just before the convention, because with convention it can be always most times na then January, February time.
Okay.
So, 2020 would
December, Mr. Alex will be correct, and at December we can receive them. So January, February they prepare for go Benji. That is the normal routine from 6 the past 7 year media.
Okay. So for make family they understand, Mr. Alex in a bit new na China, whereas Alpha and Jacob then don't say na China small. Jacob na a final medical year student na China now. In don't they for 7 years, and then Alpha also don't they for number of years as well. Na China they complete in studies them, so they understand the system more and how the system they operate a lot more than Mr. Alex. Mr. Alex ain't been lucky for be one of the students them will receive the money. However, 2019 scholarship, 21 students then still outstanding will not get the money, and now then they wait for your reuse for then 2020 scholarship when normally the process now by November, December, latest December, then can don't get use for the money. But now January, okay, make we say COVID, then still not get usage for the money. But I hope say the ambassador they listen, they hear and he go call Uda in need for call and talk to Uda in need for talk to for make sure say not only the 21 students then where them be outstanding 2019 and give them the money, but also all of the students them get the money for 2020. I don't want to waste them. I want to make because I think say for put this all because but the past the outgoing president and the instructions the way it been left, and even from the legitimate elected president where then decide for ignore. I want to read the outgoing letter where the outgoing president left attentioning the embassy as to what need for be done. Obviously, right now, I already don't notice say the $100 we then supposed for cut and the money not so than then cut more than $100 depending. I want to read the letter of 11th September 2020, and after I read this letter, so I open the phone lines. I want to read the letter of September 11, 2020, and then after I read the letter, I open the phone lines. So I ask with technical team, make them just show this letter because this letter sets the tone of everything where we don't discuss so far. So I just wait on with technical team for switch the screens and for make a begin for read the letter dated 11th September 2020. September 2020. So whilst I wait for we technical team for upload, for save time, I go begin read. So the letter says, the Sierra Leone Student Union in China, Rachel M. Kanu, acting head of Chancery, Sierra Leone Embassy in China, and then give the address. And the letter dated 11th September 2020. Dear Madam, introduction of the 2020-2021 SLSUC executive. On behalf of the entire membership of the Sierra Leone Students Union in China, I want to thank the Embassy of the Republic of Sierra Leone for their support on our activities. The rich 27 years history of our union wouldn't be written without mentioning the tremendous support from the government of Sierra Leone through the embassy. It can be recalled that due to the coronavirus pandemic, the calendar of the union's activity was altered. This is the second time in the history of our union that our annual calendar was altered as precedented during the SARS outbreak in 2003. Even though we are challenged by the peculiar situation, we ensured the democratic tenet of our union wasn't diminished in the process. As part of the union's constitution, an election was held online and a new executive was ushered in. The distinguished students are Mr. Alpha Monarchy Conte, President, Mr. Jacob Mohammed Bakari, Vice President, Mr. Guta Adekali by the Rami, Secretary General, Mr. Lamin Yafa, Assistant Secretary General, Mrs. Michaela Siatengbe Sise, Financial Secretary, Mr. Trifina Sise, Treasurer, Mr. Mauritius Kagbo, Public Relation Officer, Mr. Almami Conte, Education and Welfare Officer. The transition process between the outgoing executive and the incoming executive has begun, and the elected executive will make representation forthwith. During my tenure as a president, authorized the embassy in a letter to deduct union dues for the 2019 SLG beneficiary. We are happy that the process finished and the embassy issued a press release noting that they acted in this line. I therefore have finished the incoming executive on I therefore have furnished the incoming executive on the necessary detail. As the transition process is ongoing, I am authorizing the embassy to release the collected dues of the RMB 61,978 to the elected executive. Now, is that in I think it's in the Chinese currency, right?
Yeah, Chinese currency.
Chinese currency, yes.
Yes, ma.
We want to ensure the mission of our total cooperation and look forward to the stronger bond between the embassy and the union. Signed, Mr. Edson Samuel Kamara, President outgoing 2019-2020. And then is CC Chief Anes Domaina, and whoever, and then the current elected president, where then they refuse for acknowledge. So before the departing president left, it made sure say an election was held. It made sure say them follow the constitution and the bylaw. And it hand over properly telling the embassy exactly waiting then done they do and waiting na the tradition. But waiting the embassy decide for do instead, the embassy decide for making your interim committee, then it turned that interim committee they to a student's a student legislative body, where for rule over a legitimate students' union, where gets their own student executive, where they elect. How is that fair? How is that right? Make I go to the caller them. Caller, waiting at your name and also you the call from.
Hello, good morning from your side. Mina Salema
hello, caller.
Yes, hello. Good morning from China.
Hello, caller.
Yes, hello. Hello. Hello.
Okay. Nothing said the scholar they come through and I'm not going to delay the show. They keep on for go on. So at this junction, waiting una want from the embassy. Waiting una the demands from the embassy categorically. I know say una talk about una container then wait una ship in 2019 container then for help the Sierra Leone people then. I know say una the demand for the release of una funds them, and I know say una want for know the whereabouts of una 2020 funds them. But me no go put word now na mouth because they say all condo ledom you don't know uswan in bele the ads. All man well sus you don't know uswan in sus the bone passing company. So I go to you Jacob, make you first talk.
Hello.
Okay, thank you, Madam Matilda. In the first place, Madam Matilda, now one thing ambassador for no. Ambassador for left handle with student union, meaning if I keep off from with student union, because now the first ambassador ever in history since me there 7 good years.
Give me a second.
Hello, should I hold on?
Hello, give me a second, Mr. Jacob. It look like you said the caller don't come through. Make her take the call. Yes, caller, go ahead.
Hello, good morning. Mina Salema Tubela Conte, former president of the Sierra Leone Students Union, the first female president ever at this union. Yeah, so I call from China, so let me say good morning from we own side. I'll first of all say thank you very much.
We small waiting you know about this situation and waiting you understand.
Okay, first of all, say thank you very much for giving this platform here so for make everybody get from where exactly what they happen. Me just want for confirm but the students them, the 21 students them we not receive their money because like we get a group where like me now because I don't serve the union I always there for advocate for the students them. So then before I be president and up to now I always be part and parcel of that. So I always in at the group and talk. So like the ambassador sent a letter, the embassy sent a letter say they don't return the money back to Sierra Leone. How the ambassador for return the money where well known say legitimate students and they are so we not receive their money. So we not that day we not understand, we not able to understand. And also for the union, like the union don't scatter because they're two different groups. And this is sad. Because me don't in China for over 5 years and this not ever happened. Now the first dey happen. So we don't understand why the embassy for involved in student politics where we not effect and always normally in normal for make students when it comes to student politics we can hyper, then after the election we go to normal again. It's just normal. Then any outside politics day now so it happen. So we not understand why they come in and come for can't do the young thing inside where we don't get existing constitution where they don't they exist for over 27 years. So all this I feel so happy for make let it just allow we and even don't scatter we already don't scatter this I could tell you. It needs for come let we come together again and do the normal thing. Because even the group they don't be into two. The other one and you know ever happen. Some students and then the other group, some students and then the other. So how we go talk as one voice when we're already divided. So we really need to come together again. And the only person we need for Dewey that chance then in an ambassador. When we don't make we don't scatter, let him make again we come together for make we be as one and do within as a student union in China, not to as a political party. We are here as students, we all now one. We support us to talk this, the same voice. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Kola. So again, Unadonyeri, the first female president of the Sierra Leone Students Association at China. Don't give your take on the story. Again, INSEF don't confirm, say yes, 21 students, then they when are registered students, them will legitimately supposed to receive the money, will not get the money. Instead, the ambassador say, send the money, go back. How you go send money, go back? Then give you something, forgive somebody. You know, look if the person there. You know, ask for no outside the person there. But then you decide for go give the thing back to the person where give you the thing for go give the other person. And I wonder waiting at the story where you tell that other person the way you they give the thing back. That is the question we are asking here. Those 21 students are deserving of their scholarship. And make I not hear anybody tell me say money not.
I know the story. And
make
I will say
nobody. Please, can you hold on when I'm talking? Make I not know. Make I not hear nobody tell me say money not the salon. Because I can tell you stories. And I can give you evidence of who sign money than the salon. For take care of them students they are so. They are not asking for much. The government has committed for give them at least 1,500 or 1,800 per year. Just imagine also on a day $1,800. Now you know what the government they give them for make them survive for 12 months, 365 days, 52 weeks in a year. I think we can do better. I think we can demand and ask for better. Make I go to the next caller. Caller, waiting at your name and also you they call from.
This Madam Matilda, this unknown caller from California. You own caller.
Okay, go ahead.
This now you caller from California. Are they listening to the program now with they on? Based on waiting happen with them students them. You know, say I always try for be fair when I say me own party so. I think one thing when I know about power expose the evil in anybody out within Gito. If you want to test a man in true nature, give him power. I may want really for make the ambassador me then at this particular program here when the students and the complain for the money. Why ambassador take the people the money? Not to even exact amount it can't give them. It take and squander the people the money and the light talk say insane and back na salon. Now waiting it is na good face it is or waiting. If anybody they talk say money no day, Now 29.7 billion leons where they give to Fatima Bio, where it claims say in called Taki people and for can launch now increase the program and so for our girls. Why they don't use all the money that they wouldn't pay for people in flight and take care of reunion them when they out of the country? This is shared wickedness to the highest level. The need for stop that. There is no form of strategy presently within the sea. And even for make them give them the money for 2020 inside 2021 is totally wrong. Now big wrong. 2020 money is supposed to start from January, February, March, the latest, and supposed to get the money. But the older money up to December, I don't know what they do really with all this craziness where they can. And this the government for enough for una self together, una hook up and pull politics aside, una bring una self together, una not go able to achieve within una want. Because then crazy people we call themselves the party people then they for separate una. Now then they una not for agree because una remember any house we divided. Trust me, even the small blocks where they come out can in the scatter una need for come together and tell them people there to say una pass all political party because na una they represent una self yonder. Me ask go for una all way una they cry this money business here. But Madam Fatima, if the president, the number one person, don't divide the people inside the country, how much more outside if you not go divide them? Because now the same thing that say charity begins at home. If you don't divide, you home. When you go outside, now the same thing back you they get. Madam Fatima, I will left for waiting, I will see for now. Make a wait for another time. Now so me go left me young.
Okay, thank you very much, caller. I think say the number one thing where a lot of people them are sure and they read some of the thread them, the comments them online is that you cannot bring politics into student union. It's okay for make students them get them different political affiliation. And yes, during election, you go see the spirit of whatever party them belong to, which is their right to belong to any party they choose to. It is part of democracy. It is part of freedom. It is part of their constitutional right to belong and affiliate to whatever they choose to. If during election, then get the little fracas, mama, then they don't mean for say they are divided as a student body, as a student organization, where they take care of one another, where they watch over one another then back. You don't use that now. You know, they use that situation then now and manipulate and to waiting to your end. You don't do that. Instead, now you for come and tell them, say, listen, one are there, so the one thing one are for concern on herself, now about una book and the green, white, and blue. Una left party business. Party business no, not to go pay for una, not to the epuna. As an ambassador, you are there to represent every Sierra Leonean, regardless of party, religion, or tribe. That's what you are there to do. But if you're the ambassador, now you're not the kakatua of the committee of division, then why are we sending you there? And I say we collectively, because each and every student we sit on so they all they contribute, then tax money they contribute towards your salary in China, towards your upkeep in China. So just like where you don't take you on, you don't scatter the basket. You don't check the funnel. Do ya take you on, patch the basket, and put the funnel back together, Mr. Ambassador. And remember, we did reach out to you. And again, because I not be one for be biased and prejudicial, I be one for your side. I listen to your audio. I listen to what you send. And the floor is always open. For can't tell you your side of the story, but I have heard your side of the story already. And your side of the story, like I said, it doesn't give credence, lend credence to the evidence them where they see in front of me. It is not always about politics. Sometimes you have to look at the humanness in things and act accordingly. Make I go to the caller. Caller, waiting on your name and who you the call from.
Yeah. Yeah. Good morning.
Hello, caller.
Now you get me? Good. Yeah. Good morning. So we I did Kuwait. This is Yusuf from Kuwait.
Okay, go ahead.
How do they do?
We tell God thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much, especially Madam Matilda, for allowing me to participate in this wonderful program. I will follow up for the past couple of minutes now. Do as me other colleagues say from California, some of them can see we can happy when they do them. I hope say we put more salt into this sauce by saying, let them invite like this ambassador, let it come. I hope you could get a chance to or do another program, let it come. Some of them see I will not be able to solve and pass even the political leaders them Obayanda or the representative the Obayanda. We not able to resolve them here because everybody is in the idea on una for now. So I'm your short contribution Dan for add up to what me last collabing to. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much, caller. Even as I give the students them the final words, I want to read a letter where the president and in team, in executive, sent to the embassy. And this not to the only letter we then sent to the embassy, but because of time, I go only read this one green letter. Then send about 3 or 4 different letters to the embassy, none of which then get acknowledgement of receipt of, or then get a response back from the embassy. Now just imagine, you na Peking, you dey talk to your mama and your papa, and your mama and your papa decide for set months by you. How you go feel? Because now then they happen. As a student, as an elected body, then go talk to them mama and them papa. Then try for ask them mama and them papa questions. Say, mama, what I do you? Papa, what I do you? Mama, what you make? Are they receive this, or are they get this kind of action, or this kind of behavior, or this kind of cold shoulder from you? Mama, make we talk. Me na you picking. Bad bush not there for throw away bad picking. If not bad, are bad. But if I know bad, and you not agree with waiting, I say, make we talk. Now you born me. But your mama and your papa decide for set months by you. And worst of all, then decide for Ibunado and throw away you inside bad bush. I read the letter of the 17th of September 2020. The letter dated 17 September 2020. And I read, if I can ask the technical team for enlarge the letter for me just a little bit, please. Thank you very much. 17th September 2020. The Embassy of Sierra Leone to the People's Republic of China. His Excellency Chief Anes Ndumaina through Student Secretary Miss Josephine Bangura, and the letter reference requiring audience with His Excellency Ambassador and the embassy staff in the capacity as President of SLSUC. In lieu of a letter dated Wednesday, 16 September 2020, requesting audience with HE, the ambassador of Sierra Leone to the People's Republic of China, Chief Anes Mbemba Ndomaina, and an embassy as president of the Sierra Leone Students' Union in China. As a follow-up to this, the student secretary, Madam Josephine Bangura, later at the same date responded through telephone call acknowledging that HE had received the letter but wouldn't meet with me in the capacity as leader of the student body in China. Sir, our meeting with Your Excellency will be a platform to engage the embassy as moral guarantor of the Union on a number of developments, including clarifications regarding issues surrounding the Sierra Leone students' welfare, presently pursuing different courses from which we have student holdings, SCS, and MOF, so MAFCOM, amongst other scholarship. Categories in addendum with a good number of private students. For this reason, we are constrained to meet you in a private capacity, in that all the issues we shall be discussing had to do with general student welfare. Your Excellency, we are assuring you that this meeting will be fruitful as it largely has to do with the general interest of students in China. All these, okay, I think the technical team is having some difficulty with the continuation of this letter. The letter continues to read that at this junction, we await your positive response for meeting at Your Excellency's earliest convenience. Meanwhile, permit us to be sincerely Alpha Monarchy Conte, President Jacob Bokari, and so on. So this is not the only letter we then write to the ambassador, just asking for a simple audience, for a sit-down meeting, for a conversation. That is why we have ambassadors. That is why we have embassies. Mr. Ambassador, you know waiting and they ask for Kamichi for. They only give you a preamble of waiting and they ask for Kamichi for. And say they want to talk about student welfare. What else? What else do they need to come see you for, if not for student welfare? But you refuse to grant them audience. Instead, you impose on them an illegitimate executive, an illegitimate committee for run their affairs, where then gets the legitimate voted in executive, according to them bylaws and constitution, where they don't uphold for 27 years. You come in 1 year and you unravel everything. You dismantle everything where they don't do for 27 years. Something where they put them together, where they bind them together as Sierra Leonean under the green, white, and blue. I think you've got some explaining to do, sir. And again, I said this platform is open to you to come do your explaining at any time you so wish. But may that explaining come soon. And may the fees of the 21 students be given soon. And may the fees of all the students be given very shortly. Mr. Alex, what are your final word for today? You mic the officer.
Thank you very much, Madam Matilda. Honestly, yesterday Now I received a call from Jacob for say he go want me make a join this meeting here where they go on. So no sooner I tell me, explain, give me all but the agenda of this meeting. I feel happy, I feel honored, because he say amongst beaucoup other members them, he say he report me, say he go want to make a day, say not to nothing, make a year no more what they go on. And I'm so happy. I'm happy for few reasons. One, I've been a hope say, according to what he tell me, the ambassador for Binde, so that I will get a first-hand information from him instead of the they say or whatever. And I've been the hope say back the former preso himself go there when I Edison, where himself sometimes he go add one or two things them on what it be to happen. So from them two people there, I've been the hope say one who go know but we money where them in court, why them cut them so big, and what it get for happen with them, and in addition to that, whether this other one this year they close now, we don't know when will they get them, and whether they get for cut back, which means if they cut back, the thing more they accumulate, and normally I understand say them on here, then they use them for the convention. They not just cut or what did they do now with the money where they cut last year? If they cut back this year, so waiting here for happen. One get answers them for all lengthy and day from the ambassador or from whosoever we get knowledge, but waiting get for happen so that the union go know what actually they go on. So my final word, they pass them through the executive for let them continue for ask. We'll not get for relent, we will continue for ask. And if the ambassador they hear me, or whenever they get for play this thing before them, would they beg for let friend time come online or happen so that we will please them. So now the final word that the number where I get. I thank everybody for where una come for put on this program so that we go get a way forward. As people and they say, this not to politics business. Me self we see so are not there politics. Even Jacob Naimeke say one day you know me I posted anything or whatever now we group. So I not deep on this party business. Beaucoup people that know me, as I talk to anybody who get for listen to this, we know me before, you go know say, oh, that man they as a bien, and you go must talk one or two things about me. So my final word again, I repeat and say, dear, let the ambassador friend time come, and let the current executive continue for ask, waiting they happen concerning with current money. What would they expect for 2020 and waiting for happen concerning the money we they cut. Last year, for we get a clear way we will forgo and let ambassador try for make say we all unite again because now in there for we all, not there for any section or any group, there for we all. Now my final word and the number one I get. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Alex. Now I go to Mr. Bokari. Mr. Bokari, waiting at your final word.
Okay, thank you, Madam Matilda. But in the first place, I want to clarify to these viewers for me to understand what the ambassador they do here. This are the clarifying to the whole world. President Bill, His Excellency President James Madabiu, Ehano Dede, no. First Lady, Ms. Fatima Biu, Ehano Dede. The justification is that why I talk so. Where President Bill Kaya, use one word. He said we all now one. He said more remain peaceful. Now embassy talk. If I look the videos, I will share on Facebook later. And not call any secret meeting. Say you know social party belong. And personally back or privately, President Bill, before they become even flag bearer, he tell me, he say, Jacob, young man, he say, "Una make sure so una put the green, white, and blue top. That's why they in campaign business. He say, una focus so una study, yeah." He talk now to me through phone call. And when Kaya a promise for container, where President Bill come, he signed the container, a promise for SLG, he signed. The same ambassador, and they use a game. And they lie, and what can tell you, this is not about APC SLPP. The people that where they use, when everybody forget it, they are not SLPP. The Jonathan Kroma way doctor now under me bindi. Now I know side bindi way be under me, women be chairman, elected chairman SLPP as the Secretary General. I kick it off because of the hypocrisy against it make it compete student there. And this thing away they do. If President Biono acts, one, the city government they get bad name. Two, ambassador they use SLP party name na lie. This is not about AP. Who done SLP na China? Me no accept you. Now me go talk to them, me go use that thing, but I no use them. So if one use them, where you see the color, I go talk to the social status. Even the container, as I tell you, Madam Matilda, the container where President Bio send, it makes them the same. Makota tell you they were attacking. So meaning you not to like criticize or they stab the president in back. The president they felt for inclusiveness. You ambassador, a take phone call. It's an APC student that thing that they said that container. I make call directly. The person not the imposition now where I call safe. It's an I say it's untrue. I say a lie. Where they do ambassador now single-handedly they do these things. And why they do it without impunity? Now I don't tell and say any side are they justify they expose. And President Bill have to be wise. Ambassador is playing a game. 2023 they come out. People that take and they stubborn. Now President Bill they get for stubborn. Because they do that thing and they say nothing will come out of it. I don't get nothing against ambassador. What are they against? I can't put on power student. Madam Matilda, no student from different countries, whether in America, UK, not they China, look like SALONE student way united to me live in God at the worship. Sometimes walking in at the university, therefore the other students from different countries. Like if all we walking up and they say they say we're so united. When this man can, everything scatter. So may not tell nobody and I SLPP this and that. No. Me na bombo SLPP, me na from Kailan district. This is not about APC SLPP. The man they do this, now get me the play. And not able use me. The man all with money, man put and let people they understand. He all with money. Every the $30,000 alleged where president show and where President Monarchy talk about them. You know what he do? The time where people the student they be doing one the lockdown to me living God Madam Matilda. This man where they call Ambassador Ernest Domaina and not saying $1 self to the student them. You know what you do? Now we contribute money among we through the former education welfare officer. We send to the true WeChat for me to survive. You know when money come, where will money come? We don't deduct. Instead of a complaint saying from money take. Now I understand say they say the same money now one. Now I tell my dad, I say, boy, I'm not a fool. I say, me a medical student. Now motama de tiwi. I say, ambassador can't fool me. I'm too calculative. I say, now money he use. And one use as a politics. And Madam Matilda, nobody no ask ambassador for help. Me to be specific. One day, no student. So tell we your money the whole. Now we the whole now the whole China. Now we the whole the least SLG. Now SALONE student they receive. Now we they live the least poorest life. Now China as a student. Library or economic I go talk say standard. They give a $3,000 for year. You know how they give? Now by weeks. Now they deposit. Same talk to Ghana and Zambia. And that idea, I want let me solve education. May they protect themselves. May they try create accounts from Bank of SALONE. Any student where they carry a scholarship student, they know say in 5 years, 7 years they come for, they go they deposit the money direct from SALONE. Now so Zambia student that they do, a Liberia student that they do, Gambia student they don't get nothing with embassy. This money even they continue for sending through embassy. Now trouble. Embassy they give a bad name. That man all but money for we. Now that money it want more fair to say as a student, but are too civilized. What I mean? I be don't tell Ambassador Domaina say in Peking
okay, so
born, I
can you wrap it up?
The final word is that. Yeah, the final word is that. Yeah, okay, the final word is that we they call upon President Bill because this matter now President Bill and First Lady is solve. I know what that matter the statement the other. We they call President Bill say the 2019 SLG way send Ambassador Domaina a deduct to money a ola and not give we. 2, he owed 21 student the money when I put on to $37,800 and not give. Then they make a boast, impunity. Say President Beno Pula na not commodity. So give them money day. You don't talk to person. So now make a talk say, okay, when President Beno he get a bad name because the president now he send the money. And that money, ambassador, if you know say send, let displace to the VOS the transaction. Make out the money send. So 2020, we don't know about time. The man no get time say again. I need to give instruction. I embassy they give instruction. We all go constitution. I need to talk say give document to so set of student. And that student they are una they listing. We una ki jump. We una not target VOS. This issue is not about APC SLPP. Anything ambassador tell una na APC student and a lie is untrue. Me na SLPP, me na bombo SLPP. But me no put on power student. We no mix for SLPP APC power student. You know, na green, white, and blue. So the call up of President Bill, the ambassador we don't say ya, it don't divide we. It don't create a lot of chaos among we. Now, patient we get because this country no one show any attitude. They talk saying as SALONE student and the flag will protect. The money, the container will be sent. And they were attacking ambassador. We don't call. You don't put politics there. The graduate student they stop at the thing there. That container 30 they don't attacking. So President Bill, if you they do work, they get ambassador because you got hiding political agenda and they frustrate the effort. With they call upon you for me no say they stay alone student in China. The ambassador will send. They don't can bring division single-handedly because not to SLPP Senate, not to President Bill Senate, not to First Lady Senate. So they call upon UA President and his domain they use. You and that students. Be wise. You know, future leader tomorrow. You have to be wise. Not allow politicians use it against the company students. Not allow politicians use it for point finger. The president Kaya talk generally for student student. You know, take side. Same go to First Lady. But this man, they single-handedly damage you Studentino. With Studentino, a scramble. With 2020 SIG, and then in dilemma. We don't know nothing. Okay. Because the man they done with impunity. Okay. So I call upon President Biola intervene. May you know this say, so ambassador always saying, it don't divide we, it don't scatter our Studentino. And we, tomorrow, now we say one go sacrifice for work for government. So thank you to viewers.
Okay, so thank you. For me, it's the bottom line. The buck stops at the president because Naina, the papa of the nation, is responsible. The life of every Sierra Leonean dena in Anne, but also the president not get yai for the all side at all time. Now that make it get an ambassador. The ambassador for do right by the person we appoint him for being yai. For being yai. As right now, the person we team up for President Bio na China, na the ambassador. It's team up there for being yai. So make it do the right thing. Now, they go to the current president, the legitimate elected president of the Sierra Leone Students Union na China, Mr. Alpha, waiting at your last word. You mic they off.
Yeah, sorry, me way forward like this. Unity, like we people on this, is strength in every society.
You need for S your voice up small.
You get me now? It clear?
Yes.
To me, the way forward now like this. People don't say every time say unity and strength in every society. And for Sierra Leone, for proceed or for let Sierra Leone develop, now unity now go able to develop Sierra Leone. And the unity now from we are for start. And if we when elites them unite, I think say we will get a very good Sierra Leone, a very prosperous Sierra Leone. Ambassador, now you don't divide this union as how you don't divide today. Probably it will be very difficult for them for them able to put them together. But the president and some other government officials say more, I think they get a very serious stake in the country. I think say them for involved for let them see Sierra Leoneans live as Sierra Leoneans, not as Party A, Party B, or Region A, Region B. And the ambassador for try for give is when we talk to him, we're still open for discussions because dialogue now in the way forward for everything. We open for dialogue, for now we make sure say we discuss with the embassy, and for now we see say we put students them concern at the top of everything. Because if we not talk to him, you know, gonna know what's the issues, you know, gonna know how what's happen and what's happen. And the embassy and government of Sierra Leone for no say those students where then things they on their side, then they do I'm not because not only the interest of the ambassador or the interest of the government, but now their own interest because they want to be this, because I want to be president. So the embassy they back me. So whatever bad the embassy want to do, I'm on your side. Whatever the embassy do this, they're not doing in the favor of the embassy, but rather in their own favor because they want their own name there. And again, I want to let the embassy and the government of Sierra Leone say 21 students them they will not get their money yet, and the students continue still in Sierra Leone, and the auction process don't start. And I don't get much for say. I just want to say we welcome. We want dialogue with the embassy. We want unity in the union. Even the way the union don't break, are still open up for all. We all come together as a union, as a one entity, as we don't they exist before. You know, the entire China Sierra Leone student union now the union where everybody be the envy past any other nation. Imagine at the world, not just even Africa, where we are the lead in every national be they come now with convention. Everybody be want for associate with Sierra Leone students them convention because they see how united we are as a country, as a people as well. So like me want for see that unity continue again, but it not go continue if the embassy win at the mama, win at the papa to win here. Not try for put we all together and make sure see we have a one entity. So if I get for say much, this is now Alpha Monarchy, the current president for Sierra Leone Student Union at China. Thank you, Madam Matilda, and I'm always open for an interview with the viewers.
Okay, thank you very much. Fambul them on Adonyeri. So to the ambassador and to the Republic, and when I say the Republic, on an office in a salon at the talk about the Republic, do what you need to for those 21 students, do what you need to for all of the students in China. Ambassador, like I say, now you don't throw away water. Now you don't scatter calbas. Now you need for go look for bamboo cane for sew the calbas back together. And I go say the calbas no go leak because you don't scatter them. But sometime by God in power, super glue go help for all the water inside. Give the students their money, release their containers, and leave them out of politics. It is very important. I tell una all thank you for what una can today. Una no need for stay on for the rest of the program. I just get few more things them for say before the program done. So if una want stay on, una can stay on, but you are more than free to leave at this point of the program. And so the one that we want to know, yes, I extended a hand of interview to the ambassador. And yes, I go to monitor this. We go to monitor this as viewers for see what become of the students, their money. And if within the next couple of months we not hear anything, we go send another hand to the ambassador and we go demand for the outgoing president for making himself consider until we waiting in know, waiting he left, and waiting they happen. That is important. It been supposed for there today, but again, I know how salon business and the internet and this and that. So I not go blame him because I know the jungle where he there. I know the jungle where he there. And because I know the jungle where he there, I not go blame him for where he not able to connect this event time. But waiting we all want now well body for we all, no matter who side we find we safe. Let the students then make them enjoy their well body. At this point, I go ask the technical team, make them put the picture up of Dr. Maria Tamino. Dr. Maria Tamino. The Republic, even as I close the show, una the same money no day, but today, una see waiting the EU person, Secretary General or President say, not to show the EU, and I go read Dandy. Una see say President Bio go turn sword for new hospital The thing is that turning sod is one thing, but fixing the system that we currently have is another thing. Because the system where we currently get no good, we need to fix that system there before we begin put new systems then. How about we repair? How about we equip? How about we train with nurses, we pay with doctors them, we give them the trainings them where they need, we give them the equipment there. How about we equipped with already hospitals them with the tools them where they need for do their job? Because you see, here is a very beautiful young woman. We're so dedicated to invoke Dr. Mariatu Tamino. She's an obstetrician and a gynecologist. Where they do very, very well according to what I understand. Very, very dedicated na invoke. They give everything to a nation. But you see why we can sit down and so they talk? This young lady, this vivacious lady, it gets cancer. It gets ovarian cancer. And you know the funny thing is, it give it all to in country. It save lives. It do the best it can under the worst conditions. But as a doctor, a practicing doctor, she is ill. She needs medical attention. But why some people then sit on their all 270 million inside their account? This woman is being denigrated for big, for get medical attention, for take care of them where you don't take care of people them not a nation, where you don't take care of a nation. She's been denigrated. She's been humiliated for come nado and come big. For make people they make GoFundMe for raise money for them. A mere $50,000. A mere $50,000 for make a sick proper medical attention so that the cancer not go be metastasized, so that the cancer not go spread, so that then go get so that it go get the healing where it need, so that it go get the treatment where it need. Guess who say? Not to that side where then turn sodo. Guess who say? Not to PCMHO. Guess who say? Not to Konoto. Guess who say? Not to any of the other hospital them where we claim say we get in a salon, but then for send and go abroad, then for send and go India, or send and go to other country. This is a woman that is given to our country. A very young woman. And now she's been denigrated to beg to save her own life. See, that is the reason why somebody like me can team up Nayaso and I get very angry. But then you are hearing thousands and thousands of dollars being stuck in people's personal accounts. But yet you get a daughter of the soil. We pledge and take a oath for save life. Now, she's fighting for her own life. All I am asking of the Republic, do right by that daughter. Do right by this daughter of the soil. She has done right by her country. She has done right by her nation. She has done right by her soil. Now it is time for that soil to do right by her. It is time for that soil to stand with her and say, Mama, thank you for the work that you have done. Mama, you are young. Mama, we need you. And so therefore we will do everything and anything in our power to make sure this deadly disease, to make sure this ravaging disease not claim you amongst we, and that you go there for save more picking them, for bring more picking them can at the wall, and for look after more woman them. Now we society. Remember, she's an obstetrician, which means she takes care. She births babies. She takes care of babies. She's a gynecologist, which means she takes care of the woman and a female organ and make sure they are good. It is time Mama Salone takes care of her organ and make sure she is good. It is time. She should not be relegated to a GoFundMe. No, the money is there. Una pull the money them. Usa una no say the money then they. And make we take care of this woman. We cannot afford to lose her. She cannot be among the number. She cannot be among the count. And now, they go on to another subject matter. Mohamed Kalon, the former footballer, we represent, we fly the green, white, and blue so high all over the world. Make we learn for respect we heroes them. Make we learn for respect the one them we sacrifice, the one them we fly with flag high. Make we give them recognition when recognition is due. I don't care about the politicking going on. You all know the best person for the job is this man. Why make una greed? Una kapu and una awangot. They always make una put road block them, una put iron them, na una own success and una own progress. Just because of how. Why? Una left this man. Make it compete. And make it win. And make it take we national football to who say is supposed to go. What thing do we? Why make we like for carry last? Why make all time our name must be synonymous with last? Here is a real and true opportunity of someone who understands the game, someone who has the contact, someone who knows, who's got the knowledge, somebody who don't play the game, not to just somebody who passionate and we sit on the ala goal and they kick free ball na air. Now somebody we don't use in blood, sweat, and tears for ride the country flag high. There is something for expertise. There is something about honoring expertise. Make we learn for honor expertise. Make we learn for recognize our heroes and our icons. And make we give them the respect we due them. And let us leave politicking and our got and kapu and hau out of the game. Sometimes politicking our got kapu hau no they care we go no side. Give the young man a chance to do what he knows he ought to do for his country. And let us all benefit. Now, I go to the pad. The First Lady launched insanitary pad, a very laudable venture. Because yes, that is one thing that keeps our girls from school. That is one thing that keep our girls away from school. And then one thing where they impede on their education. So therefore, a very laudable venture. I give you thumbs up. Even though some other people them in don't they do them. But if you get the opportunity to do it at a larger scale than what they have what they are done, they say little drops of water makes a mighty ocean. So I am not against that. You see, this is where I think differently, and this is where I attack the issue differently. Some people go say, oh no, wait till make it can put on panty where other people let me know they do. Make it left for that. The one that way don't they do. No, I say no. I say you continue doing what you've been doing. The market is big. The issues are many. If she has the opportunity to also give a hand to what you've been doing, allow her. Allow her. But here's the question I'm asking. So to una we sabi the answer, do ya una tell me? Because this would make my applaud even louder if this question is answered, because I don't try for fend the answer. I don't get the answer. I hope say this sanitary pad distribution, I hope say not a one-time thing, not a one package thing. I hope say na an every month thing. Or I hope say the way una don't set them up. I hope say na a quarterly distribution or a biannually distribution. Quarterly distribution we mean for say inside the one bundle on I give them, the pikin then gets enough inside there for 3 months. Or inside the one bundle where una go give them, the pikin then gets enough inside there for 6 months. And that's not to the one ten normal one I don't do and I don't so kolo koko to. But that it's a continuation, that una don't put a system, a process in place that it no go stop. That now una no don't build expectation and then una no go carry on this expectation. So who don't know the answer, please? I urge you now, forgive me the response to this. Because if this is not a one-time distribution only, then it defeats the purpose of those who've been doing it for years now. They may not have done it on a grand scale, but they are persistent and they are consistent. So for me, I want to understand the consistency in this whole thing. And secondly, you know, it is a good thing what you're doing. But you know, Madam First Lady, what would have been even superb? Now, if you been pull your face, you and your man in face, and your face come on a dime pad package then. That would have been great. What would have been superb now if you been do an infographic design of girls without showing their actual faces, but you do like a cartoon design, maybe of girls, a very tiny one, not a big one or small one no more. Because guess what? All of that layout there, na money inside. So that money there where you don't take for make that package, for embellish and for print your name and print your money in face inside, that is money that could have gone towards additional sanitary pad that could have been provided for other kids. Efficiency, madam. Efficiency in everything you do. It doesn't mean that because you face not the inside, people they no go recognize saying that you do one. You see what I mean? Efficiency. That money one I don't take when I don't go placard when I face them. And then plastic bag then day. That design day, that printing day, that ink day, the amount where they don't allot to that part day of the project. You see, that could have been repurposed. That could have been repurposed for add to the budget of the production of more pads, hereby affording more girls with pads. So sometimes don't always make it about you. Sometimes it is good to just stay in the background, be faceless in the event and do your thing. So please, anybody will get the answer. Again, as to the duration, the longevity, the plan in place, I'll appreciate an answer. But the initiative itself, it's a very good initiative, and there is a space for everyone to contribute. So to those who say It don't come back, look, it don't come kapoom. I say no, because little drops of water makes a mighty ocean. And this ocean is big, and it does need the little drops of every water for it to be mighty. Now, many people in the world don't experience the second wave of Ebola, Corona. If I sit down, I ask for this evening, I close the show without I not mention the press release from NACOVAC, then everything I say about loving my country, I think would be wrong. I think will be wrong. I know say the show don't stretch. I know so we've been get a lot of technical difficulties, but I need for end with this. These few sections. I go ask the technical team, make them show the press release from NACOVAC, and I go read them. And for the one them, for una we don't know about this, please share with your family. Please share with your friends. Please share with una village people them, especially for una village people them, because this is going to affect them. Because if Pastor Antigi no get 1,000 for buy bread to Koto, I not see how it go get 5,000 or 10,000 or however it is it cost for go get a test done for inside freedom. Sometimes when they put these structures and these things in place in order to get international attention and get more money from the international community, please can you think about your dying people? Can you think about your impoverished people who cannot even spare $1, let alone you're putting them in circumstance for go look for $10? Can we think about it before we put them structures they are so in place? Can we ration it out and not always think about what we stand to gain from the international community? I know that the disease, the spread. I know that Sierra Leone surely they in a second wave of the disease, but there is a way we can go about it. There is a way we can go about it with still humanness and still preserving the dignity of people. I don't know that what is being put in place right now is going to preserve the dignity of people in consideration of humanity. I'll go ask the technical team. Make we read. Please, if you can stretch that for me a bit, sir. So it reads, NACOVAC coordinators' statement on the revised measures to address the second wave of COVID-19 in Sierra Leone, January 21, 2020. Okay, people, that is definitely, again, due diligence. That should have read January 21, 2021, but clearly due diligence wasn't done and it reads 2020. So for some of una we go feel say, oh, but this not been last year. No. This not for last year. This not tin way now for this January where we talk. So inside this 2021. Now make a continue for it. Sierra Leone is in the 43rd week of the coronavirus outbreak with 3,051 cumulative confirmed positive cases, as declared by the Director General of the West African Health Organization during the 85th Ordinary Session of the ECOWAS Council of Ministers. Our sub-region is now experiencing the second wave of COVID-19. Since December 2020, we have seen an exponential rise in confirmed COVID-19 cases, largely attributed to the festive seasons between December 1st, 2020 and January 18, 2021. Positive cases from routine tests and outbound passengers alone account for over 80% of confirmed positive cases. This strongly indicates active community transmission. So basically, they talk for say, una den just see then una bring can corona ka inside. Una den holiday makers then. And they talk say now una bring can the second wave ka inside yo. Anyways, more they go. Our nation took appropriate measures to keep COVID in check during the first wave. We must, with renowned vigor and extra vigilance, pull together as one nation to address the second wave. Consequently, as directed by the Presidential Task Force, I hereby announce the following measures, which will go into effect on Monday, 25th January 2021, for a period of 2 weeks, subject to review. And then go on for say, measure number 1, restricted movement in and out of Western area during the period. Community testing will be conducted. Nighttime curfew will be reintroduced nationwide from 10 p.m. to 5 p.m. An electronic pass system, e-pass, will be used to regulate all essential travel. So, number 1, they say they go restrict movement within the Western area, and that if you dey comot past the Western area, go any other side inside the country, then they demand say you get for do test first before you go outside you want for go way not dey inside the Western area. The other thing back where they talk, they say then they reintroduce the curfew again from 10 o'clock na night to 5 o'clock na morning. And then go back and talk, say, technical team, if I can see that, please. Then go back and talk, say, number 3. I'm just waiting to see number 3 again. Then go back and talk, say, if you want for the pass, especially the one that we can they do their long commutes, then say you go need for request for e-pass, for demand for the e-pass, so that special pass will give you authority for wakabot before they go make you wakabot. And then 4, the number 14 where then say, now all essential movement of persons from Western area will require proof of a negative COVID test valid for 72 hours. So they say anybody where they come on a Western area, where they travel, go any other side now the country for don't take COVID test force way for all water for 3 days. So 72 hours and 3 days way for all water for 3 days. So test valid for 72 hours. So the test for all water for 3 days. And then go on for say restaurants and bars shall not operate during weekends and clubs remain banned. So they say then restaurants them and then bar them. They say weekend now then for lock and that club remain banned. Me no know who stand them in ban club na salon, because for all I know this entire season clubs were open. People were rakpala in left, right, and center. So me no suicide, not to during the Christmas holiday with suicide and Sidona attire based the rakpala between themselves na kenema. So who's one now? Anyways, me no know that they full on. Places of worship shall hold services for not more than 1.5 hours, 90 minutes. Where more than one services may be conducted, there shall be a thorough infection prevention and control cleaning at interval. So they say, then church host them. Then pastor, then we can let for sit down a pulpit preach for 3 hours. They say una for make all una service and all of una prophecy and all of una kotoku passing in 90 minutes. And then say, if una want do other kotoku session, una need for clean the place thoroughly before una begin back prophecy. Now, they say all sporting activities can only be conducted without spectators. So una way like football, basically, because now the one sporting activity that they will know but SALONE, when na avid. Then say the footballer then go play without nobody not in a stadium. Once you side under the happen. So basically, what they are saying is a temporary cessation on football. Okay, that's what then they say. Say football go get for sidon small. They say mandatory wearing of face mask in public premises and public transportation will be fully enforced and defaulters will be penalized. So they say all man for wear face mask any side where then they go, including inside then Okada them, inside the out and column, inside Okada, inside bus, inside taxi, inside poda, on top keke bike, una all for out and column, una all for wear face mask. And I hope say themselves then go get face mask them for distribute to the people then. Then say all public meetings, including activities of ministries, departments, and agencies, shall be prefaced with COVID-19 prevention messages and compliance. All non-state actors are required to do likewise. So they say all the meetings them where then they get between themselves that then go enforce strict COVID measures them in place before they meet. NACOVAC is working assiduously and say then they work tranga one to strengthen test regimes at land, border points and entry. So they say that they work tranga one for make sure say we border them between Liberia and Guinea for make sure say the testing and the how they call it the COVID prevention mechanism they in place tranga one. And then go on for say this is an extremely difficult moment for our country, but together we can curtail the spread of COVID-19 and maintain the success we have made. I call on us all to continue remembering the souls that have succumbed to the disease, as well as praying for our dedicated men and women in the fight against COVID. I thank you for your attention, and it was signed by the interim national coordinator. So now the word done the people then, for me in all of this is that beaucoup of we trader them, we know then they come out upline can free tongue. Now they able for make them sell even within the little exits them. And inside free tongue they all depend for can get them for make them pay for go able make their young pay. So with all those restrictions, and especially the COVID testing, it take me back to 2020. And now we've been really need for galvanize and really need for come up as a nation for feed families them, because families them were going hungry. We know how that frustration day and that vexation day also lead to some riots and some uncomfortable situations in our country, where even lead to some loss of lives then. I'm just saying, we have to get better. We have to do better. The world, there is a dark cloud hovering in the world right now in the form of COVID-19. But in trying to even pray God for make we see the lights and for make the clouds, become bright again, there is a way we should go about it. Let us think of our vulnerables in our society. Let us know that we are a country where we make less than $1 a day, and a lot of people believe in day-to-day, monetary transaction for their living and for their survival. That is all I am saying. Let us make sure in putting these systems in place, make sure, say, we take into consideration every aspect of waiting with society day about the constraints them we get now with society, and how people them get for manage for put things together. Let us try to avoid unnecessary death, not at the hands of COVID, but at the hands of the thing them where we self don't put pan we young people them. At this junction, the show don't go far, the show don't go long. But I'm not being for end the show without I not say waiting I say. Now for close off, I want to tell the European Union thank you. And I go make the technical team put that, because Tom Vance put something at do today. He said debt relief is a key instrument for countries to manage the impact of the COVID crisis. The European Union assumes the totality of the debt service owed by Sierra Leone to the IMF, creating space for priority spending in health, education, and protect the most vulnerable. That COVID measure where them put press release where them do January 2021. If you think it was by coincidence, think again. It was strategic. Sometime day before a big international or a big national announcement they take place, there are certain actions. The machine has to be in motion. So NACOVAX sets the machine in motion in preparation for this announcement right here. They knew, they were told that this was going to be announced, this was going on Twitter, the world was going to know that our government can no longer say, we owe IMF this, we owe IMF that, money no day, this no day, that no day. We know for say they release 50 million euro. Let me get my facts right. Sorry, my people. 15 million euro for the 2021 budget as budget support to Sierra Leone. The European Union did that. Now, then they tell we say the totality of we debt them, where we owe towards IMF, then don't take care of that. What does that mean? It means that then don't give the government collat for make them use the money where them been don't allot to them, where them been don't go big, where them been don't give them. You see, they were very specific on waiting them want them money then they, and waiting them want to make the government focus on. Then say health, then say education, and then say take care of your vulnerable population. They are not fools. They are watching. We the people, we are not fools either. And we are watching. We want to see the progress. We want to see the tangible evidence of those money. We want to see the tangible evidence of the cascading effect of this relief. in the lives of our people trickle down to the very least in society, we will watch. We will demand answers. We will ask questions. Be ready, because you better give us the answers we're looking for and not the answers you think we ought to be looking for. Precise. Health, education, take care of your vulnerable. This time around, I want to know what you do for the war victims, the war amputees, the war rape, the war orphans. They are part of that vulnerable population. They are Sierra Leoneans as well. And they paid one of the greatest price by the hacking of their limbs. Pay reverence and homage to whom homage is due. Me people them. I know say una want make a talk about the Auditor General report. We go get there. I know say una want make a talk about a certain news where they make rounds about government spending. Guess what? The man himself, who wrote with his own pen, will be sitting here with me very soon, and we will look into it. We will separate fact from fiction, and we will go directly to the source. I promise you now, very, very informative, engaging, and educative discussions to come. But this two today that we did is equally important. I tell you now all thank you. May God bless we all. Waiting we defend at this wall, make we get and may God continue for cover we all. Until we meet again, by God in power. Onatata.
Why do a website when you can create an app for your business for free? Yes, with TAV App Maker, you can make an app as easy as pie. It only takes a few minutes. Simply choose a design template you like, add the features you want, and once you are happy with the results, publish it to Google Play and Apple Store. So your clients can download your app. Go to tavappmaker.com and create your free app today. Why do a website when you can create an app for your business for free? Yes, with TAV App Maker, you can make an app as easy as pie. It only takes a few minutes. Simply choose a design template you like, add the features you want, and once you are happy with the results, publish it to Google Play and Apple Store. So your clients can download your app. Go to tavappmaker.com and create your free app today.